In an age of endless ice, a world draped in a blanket of perpetual snow, there was a hidden valley. This wasn't just any valley. It was a sanctuary cradling the last of the world's fish, frozen in time beneath a thick sheet of ice. Guarding this precious lifeline was a lone polar bear, a colossal figure of white fur and unyielding strength. He was the silent king of this frozen kingdom, his presence a promise of protection. For seasons, his reign was peaceful, marked only by the shifting of glaciers and the sigh of the wind. But one winter, the sky changed. The northern lights, usually a silent, beautiful dance of color, pulsed with a malevolent energy. From their ethereal glow, spectral predators were born, the frost wolves. They weren't creatures of flesh and bone but phantoms of ice and blizzard, their eyes burning with a cold, blue fire. They moved like ghosts through the howling storms, their paws making no sound on the snow. Their very touch was a curse, freezing whatever it grazed, and their howls were the sound of winter's wrath. The frost wolves descended upon the valley with a singular, chilling purpose: to claim the last fish, to devour the final spark of life preserved in the ice. The polar bear, the valley's sworn guardian, rose to meet them. His world, once a realm of quiet solitude, erupted into a maelstrom of roaring storms and spectral claws. He became a force of nature himself, a blizzard of fur and fury against the encroaching cold. The battles were relentless. The bear stood his ground against packs of these ghostly beasts, his roars tearing through the blizzards they commanded. He swatted them aside, their icy forms shattering like glass against his powerful paws, only to reform in the swirling snow. He felt the sting of their freezing bites, a cold that seeped into his very bones, but his resolve, forged in the heart of the Arctic, would not break. He was fighting for more than just territory. He was fighting for the memory of warmth, for the future of life itself. This war of attrition raged under the eerie glow of the aurora borealis. The wolves were tireless, their numbers seemingly endless, a spectral army born from the sky's cruel magic. They hunted in coordinated assaults, trying to wear down the great bear, to chip away at his strength and spirit. But with every volve he shattered, his determination grew stronger. He was the last bastion against an eternal, freezing night. The conflict reached its zenith on the night of the great aurora, when the sky blazed with an otherworldly light, casting dancing shadows across the ice. From the heart of the swirling pack emerged their leader, the Frost Alpha. This creature was a masterpiece of cold, evolved sculpted entirely from pure, crystalline ice, larger and more menacing than any of its kin. Its eyes were twin shards of frozen starlight, and a visible aura of absolute zero radiated from its body. This was the final battle, the ultimate confrontation between the warmth of life and the cold of oblivion. The Frost Alpha moved with terrifying speed, a blur of jagged ice and lethal intent. It lunged, its fangs aiming for the bear's throat, seeking to freeze his heart solid. The polar bear met the charge head-on. It wasn't just a clash of two creatures, it was a collision of primal forces. They wrestled on the frozen lake, the ice cracking under their immense power. The alpha's chilling aura tested the bear's endurance, frost creeping across his fur, but the fire in his heart burned hotter. He fought with the memory of a green world, of flowing rivers and a sun that warmed the earth. He gathered all his strength, all his courage, all his will to protect the life he guarded. With a final, defiant roar that seemed to shake the very foundations of the tundra, the polar bear lunged. This roar was not just sound, it was a wave of pure, primal energy, a sonic boom of life and warmth. It struck the Frost Alpha, and the magnificent creature of ice began to fracture. Cracks spread across its crystalline body like a shattered mirror. For a moment, it hung in the air, a constellation of broken ice, before exploding into a billion glittering shards that rained down like diamond dust. As the Alpha disintegrated, a profound change swept across the land. The spectral forms of the other frost wolves flickered and dissolved, their chilling howls fading into the wind. The oppressive cold that had gripped the valley for so long began to recede. A gentle warmth, something not felt in an age, began to seep back into the air. The northern lights softened, their colors returning to a gentle, benevolent dance. The bear's roar had not only shattered the enemy, it had broken the curse of the endless winter. Standing victorious beneath the calming aurora, the great polar bear let out a soft breath, his form wreathed in a cloud of steam. He had defended his charge, the frozen valley was safe, and with the return of the faint warmth, there was now a promise of a thaw, a hope for a new spring. The silent guardian resumed his watch, no longer just a king of a frozen wasteland, but the hero who brought back the dawn. Thank you so much for watching this epic tale. If you enjoyed this journey into the frozen north, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. We'll see you in the next story.